What's up, guys? Thank you for clicking on the video. So in this one, we're going to talk about, as is, no warranty implied. What happens when you buy a used vehicle, you look over it, you decide you want it, you drive away with it, and it blows up. What do you do? That's what we're going to talk about today on Night Drive TV. I always wanted to build fast cars, so self-taught I started with engine swaps, composites in my apartment, to multiple shops, tuning, fabrication, and more. 10 years later, the big time, SEMA, Speed TV, I climbed from nothing, but I lost it all. This is my new ride, Night Drive TV. When failure is not an option, us car guys keep banging the gears of life. So, you guys may have watched before, we had this bus. And so here's a little flashback. I went to Monterey, California, and I bought this bus. And I've had it in a couple videos, but here's Josh coming back. We flew out there, we picked it up, we brought it back. And then her and I went camping in it a couple times. We had some fun with it. And the idea was to kind of build it out like I have in the past. We had a van some years back, and it was insulated inside. We had solar on top, had this big roof deck. We had a bed in it, air conditioning, stuff like that. Then we had a bus. You remember working on the bus?
Oh,
yes. We had Lace working in an 84 passenger big bus.
I was working in it.
Now, all these things were risk. The bus.
Any purchase comes with risk, period.
I bought this bus. It was an 84 passenger Caterpillar, driven Allison tranny, big 84 passenger Thomas bus. I bought it. I had to travel all the way, to go get it. And what happens if I drive out of the lot and she breaks?
As is, it's yours.
Yeah, so that's how it works. So inevitably, we wanted to keep building things. So that's why we bought this bus. The idea of the bus was I wanted a diesel bus because I want to be able to tow and bring the Corvette with me places. And then we did a track day. Even I think it was in the one video, I did this track day in the outside road course, brought it there, sat in it, had a dinette and stuff. Well, it's been sitting here and I just don't have time because the Night Drive TV, I just don't have time to build this thing. And we've gotten the Class A, which I showed in a recent video. So I decided to sell the bus. And
oh boy.
Yeah. So here's the deal. So they looked over the bus. Some guys, I had a lot of interest in it. These guys come from California. They like the bus. I've driven the bus. I've never had any problems with it. I put a lot of work into it. It's driven flawlessly the whole time.
A bus is a driver. Yeah. I mean, to the point that we were really debating on just keeping it and doing something with it. Yeah,
she kind of, every time I'd bring up selling it.
I couldn't, I don't know. We'd go back and forth. We kind of make our rounds with it, and it would kind of come back around to discussion. I'm like, I just don't think we can get rid of it. I kept seeing, like, even though we have an RV, I'm like, there's still a purpose for that bus. It's so good. It's a sought after chassis. The motor, everything about it. It's just one of those ones that every time we talked about it, we're like, no, we can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the right length. It's 24.5 feet. It fits places. It drives really well. It's got the 7.3 Power Stroke, which is, even if you're not a Ford guy, it's a super reliable motor. And, strong tranny, and I can tow with it. And if you've priced like diesel pickups, like a dually, a 3,500, I mean, they're loot. So to have this, affordably, I mean, it can do a lot of things. So
I think our biggest thing just came down to space. As much as we didn't want to get rid of it, we also weren't currently using it. Yeah. And then also trying to bring in other cars for the business that we can kind of make some parts for. And the business kind of, once again, always comes first. So we were going to sacrifice the bus.
So I put the bus up for sale, and I just decided it's better to move on, you know what I mean, and I don't like things sitting. So, that was the deal. But again, I thought the thing was great. It's ready to go. These guys came, they were looking at it. I let it idle the whole time. Cold started it. If you're a diesel guy, you want to see a cold start. It had been sitting. I don't even have this thing on a battery tender. Fires right up.
This thing is just a beast.
Yeah, it was running perfect. We went on a test drive. No issues, no indications there was anything wrong. We had agreed on a price. They had it in cash, cleared it out, off they go. So this is where it gets interesting. So I've sold a lot of vehicles in my life, and Lace can vouch. I've had
lots,
fleets of stuff.
Fleets.
So I mean, my old shop, I was a weird one. You didn't know what I was into. I had Hondas, tow trucks, Corvettes outside, a Ferrari inside. Nice, I was very weird. So. I've sold a lot of stuff, trust me. And, so I know how things work. And I mean, obviously, when you buy something from someone, I mean, that's the end of it. I mean, there's no warranty unless it comes with some manufacturer warranty or.
I can't tell you how many times we've driven off with a car.
Yeah.
I mean, we did it, if you look back at the BMW video when we went up to Washington.
330,000 miles on that thing.
Baloney skin tires.
Yeah.
I mean, we
right off the bat.
Like the first day we were like, what did we do? What did we get ourselves into? But it was a risk. We were driving all the way back to Georgia from Washington.
Right.
And it's like, it was going to be on us no matter what happened. I mean, that's just how it is. No matter what vehicle, where you purchase it from, it's as is condition. So.
And when I buy something, you know, I'm of the mindset that, I mean, the moment I'm in it, I mean, it's mine. You know what I mean? If it blows up 6 seconds down the road, you know, unless I really feel like there was something malicious done, if I really feel like I was misled. But inevitably, I think my mind tells me it's a done deal. You know what I mean? So I've never been faced with that situation where I've had an immediate failure, but I have definitely gotten some bogus cars.
I feel like we've been lucky, though. How many times you've talked to somebody and we've flown and we're just like, get in it and go.
Yeah, but I mean, but that BMW broke as soon as we got home.
It did.
You know, so I mean, the C4 that we went up to Washington to go get, that Josh now has, I mean, that was a huge risk, you know what I mean? And I've definitely had issues. The bus itself, you know, when I bought that bus, we had starting issues all the way back. There were things I had to fix on it, but it was mine, you know? So the deal is, these guys got it. I aired up the tires for them. We went for a test drive. They looked it over. They revved it up, revved it down. They turned the air on, did all the stuff they wanted, and off they went. So they gave me the cash, and off they go. So they call me
10 minutes later?
10 minutes later, probably. And it's the nature of the game. You know, they called me 10 minutes down the road and said, we're stranded on the freeway. And I'm like, what? Like, I thought, you know, maybe the batteries, you know, they'd been sitting.
I kind of thought the same thing.
It started up, and, you know, when we were outside, I had no tender on it. So I'm like, it can't be the batteries, but maybe, I'm like thinking maybe the alternator, you know, it's been sitting. No, they said, no, it's like locked up, you know, and I'm like, so I call them. No, it's not the motor, not the tranny, something in the back. It feels like it's locked up, the drive shaft. So they're looking around, and inevitably I'm telling them, like, well, you know, I'm thinking already, okay, well, I mean, you're down the road. You're calling me because you want me to do something about it. And, you know, of course I don't want that to happen. Nobody wants to sell something and, you know, just the way that the cookie crumbles, you know, every car breaks, right? And it's just where in its life it's going to break. And if it just happens to be close to that line of a transaction, that sucks. But, you know, I feel bad, of course. They're from California. They got this big old vehicle. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? You know, and, you know, because I kind of wanted to feel out what they were saying. And so they, you know, kind of implied, well, we need to kind of like get it back to you and stuff like that. So here's where we get into the sticky part. And that's why I made the video, because, you know, this is a sticky situation. And obviously, those of you out there, some of you might sell a vehicle and stand firm. The law says, and I believe every state, and I could be wrong, but you'd have to check your state laws, but fairly certain most states have a very clear as is, no warranty implied unless written type of law. If you sell something, it's a private vehicle, unless it has a manufacturer warranty with it or something attached, an aftermarket warranty. The moment the transaction is literally done and that vehicle is down the road, it's over with. In this case, you know, I'm not trying to stick anybody with anything. It's technically not mine. I didn't know anything was wrong with it. It's just kind of a luck of the draw. But I told him, hey, you know, look, if you want to bring it back, I guess we can work it out. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I started calling around for a tow company to find, you know, get it back here. Maybe a shop that can fix it. Started contacting some people. So inevitably I told Lace, I said, well, you know, look, it is what it is. You know, I didn't think the thing was going to break. I'm just going to have to fix it. So I told him, I said, you know, look, I'll just give you your money back. Why don't you just, you know, let the tow company bring the thing back. I'll give you your money back. I'll fix it on my time, and then I'll relist it for sale accordingly. And he's like, well, you know, I kind of want to keep it, but you fix it. So the conundrum of this is, and this is where I think that people have to think about these things. If I fix it, then I'm kind of implying at that point that there is a warranty. And so there's not a warranty, and for me to fix it, tow it, implies there is a warranty. So my position now is, if you call me and you say, hey, what are you going to do about this? Then I think, I could just say, look, it's yours,
Right.
bye. But look, I got a YouTube channel. A guy knows who I am. I'm not going to stick him with it. I'm not really, I hate that this happened, right? So I just said, look, bring it back. But I really think I have to give him his money back and just send him on his way.
Not because at this point, it's like paying to tow it and fix it is only going to raise the price because those are new parts. It's like, why
Sure.
should we incur the damage? Unfortunately, once again, it's the unfortunate, circumstance that it happened on their way out. But just from our experience driving away with cars, we would have eaten that. We would have been like, well, that's what we did. That's what we bought. Feeling bad that they are literally 3 miles down the road and this happened.
It sucks.
It does suck, but kind of once again, like he said, out of just kind of who we are and stuff.
Yeah.
And the kind person that he is, we're going to fix it. But at the same time, it's like.
But if I invest that money and I give you, then I'm reducing what I got for the bus. So naturally, if the motor blows up, I'm not going to fix the motor and give you the car, absorbing the loss out of my side. I'm going to relist the car and say it has a brand new motor in it. So the price, goes up. So they're not here yet. The tow company's bringing them. But, I think the last issue is, and this is where it gets even sketchier. So let's say I do fix the rear end, right? And I put the rear end in it and I take it out of the money that they've given me. And so now I've taken that loss and hey, come get the bus. And they get in the bus and the tranny goes on the way back to California. Well, now I've already fixed the diff, and
Yeah.
now I guess they call me again. So
It's almost like feels like an obligation.
where does the warranty? Now that's what I'm saying. It's implying that there's a warranty. So when they get back here, I'm going to have to kind of explain this, and so I think it's a learning opportunity for everybody. It's very difficult to tell somebody on the phone who just bought a vehicle from you, sorry, it's yours. And I'm soft these days. I'm a big puss, I guess, anymore. I do so much battling with certain people and things in business that I get a little wore out. And I'm like, look, just bring it back. Just bring it back, put it in my lot. Here's your money. Go ahead. I'll deal with it another time. Because if I drive TV overruns me. And so I tell Lace, what did I tell you? When I said, now what happened? What did I gain? Another job.
Yes.
Can you confirm that that's what I said, Lace?
He did say that, another job. We were talking about so much stuff.
God, I said I have another job that I
Yeah,
don't have
it's
time
just-
to
yeah.
to undertake. So I just want to sit the bus back there. But now what does this mean? I got a person, hey, is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? Did you fix it? Is it
And that's
okay?
just something we don't have time for. So like he
Yeah.
said, on his time to fix it and
Yeah.
relist it,
Well, what if the guy that I get to fix it puts the diff in wrong,
Right.
and it blows,
as they drive off.
down the road again?
Yep.
Well, I got to bring it back again. So very sketchy. So we're going to see. But this is something that I'm going to kind of follow up here as these guys come back. Got a heavy tow. It's going to cost me $500 probably for the tow. So we'll revisit it. I'll see if I put them on the video. Maybe they'll be involved. Maybe they won't. But I'll give you kind of a recap and we'll see what happens. So let's wait for the tow truck. All right. So yeah, we got an 18-wheeler to get this thing here. Oh man, I said, what do you owe me? And he said, let me go check maybe. Let me go recalculate. Oh geez. Oh boy. $600 for this tow, 3.8 miles. Okay, so I just talked to the guy on the phone, and they're not with the bus. I don't know why. I was thinking maybe they would come with the bus, but so they're like, well, we want the bus. We just want you to fix it. So, and I'm like, well, I think me towing it and fixing it kind of implies, I'm like a warranty service. And I said, my fear is, what if the guy does the work wrong? What if you go down the road and it breaks again? Where's the line drawn? Now we're in an area that's beyond the law. You know what I mean? I'm implying that I'm covering you. And he said, well, if the guy fixes it, test drives it, proves that it's okay, then, if something happens to the bus at that point, then it's on us. I said, well, I mean, technically, it's on you now. I mean, as unfortunate as it is that, something fails catastrophically, going down the road, the burden is on the buyer to inspect the vehicle, to look over. Obviously, you can't check the diff fluid level. How do you check that? There was no leaks under the bus. Looking back, I remember that there was a leak under the rear diff. It was something that I thought was temporary. Didn't seem to lose that much fluid, but this was like a year ago, some months ago, and I'm busy. I don't think of these things. They're moving the bus around, and I guess that's probably what the cause is going to be. Certainly would have put diff fluid in there or something if I'd have thought about it. I didn't. I probably should have checked it, but again, I'm not a car dealership with warranties. I'm not. I certainly didn't do it maliciously. But the situation has made me think back and think, did I ever see a leak? But it didn't seem like that much. But obviously differentials don't hold a ton of fluid. So, or maybe it had been leaking before I got it. I don't know. So what do you think, Lace?
Well, I mean, so the question is now they're not with the bus. They still want it. Yeah. Are they sticking firm till they want the bus?
Well, yeah, they want the bus fixed. So, they paid me, X amount of dollars. It's under $10,000. This could cost between the tow, if I pay someone to do this, obviously I don't have time to do it, so I have to pay somebody to do it. The parts, the labor, the install kit, the bearings,
it's a huge
axle,
loss.
whatever damages.
Loss on it.
This is E450 stuff. This isn't like an F150, so stuff is expensive. So if this costs $2,500, $3,000, I'm like, well, now I'm $3,000 deeper into the bus again, plus a tow or whatever, and by right, I should be able to list that back online and saying, well, now I've done additional maintenance, additional things, and so if you're worried about buying a used bus, you can be more reinforced by paying a little more, right, knowing that I've done this recent work to it. And I told the guys that I just, it's either your bus or it's my bus. If it's your bus, then it's your tow, it's your fix. If it's my bus, then it's my tow, it's my fix. There's no, it's your bus and I'm paying to fix it. And if I fix it right, then you keep the bus. So I told him when the tow truck came, just don't go anywhere. And he hung up. So the problem with all this is, and it's the problem that I face in Night Drive TV, honestly, is when people out there who are in business and stuff, you're gonna be screaming at the screen because you're gonna be saying, this is why you need policies, this is why the law draws a line, this is why you go up to here and that's the end. And people hate that because it's like when you get to the parts store and it closes at 10 and it's 9:58 and you're screaming, let me in, and their watch says 10:01 and your watch says 9:58. There's just a line. And you just enforce the line. That's it. So when you buy a vehicle, be prepared mentally. It is your vehicle the moment you leave that transaction. And if you sell a vehicle, that is where it ends. And
so my question is too, on the bill of sale, should there now be, like, a lot of people obviously want that printout bill of sale. Yeah. Should there be an as is?
Some have it. I've handwritten bill of sales that said no warranty, implied, written, as is, because when I used to handwrite them, that's what I put. I used the DMV Nevada bill of sale. I don't know if it has it on there or not, but obviously when you have a piece of paper, and if you're an attorney out there or if you're a litigator or something, you might know, but I'm pretty sure if you have a contract, right, like in Pennsylvania, I know this is a fact. If you have a written contract, which would say the bill of sale could be a written statement that proves it's as is at that moment. But if you do a verbal agreement after that, that verbal agreement supersedes that written agreement in the state of Pennsylvania. Now, obviously it matters state to state, but in this sense, that's where I'm kind of applying is, yes, it's the sale is final, nothing can go further, but I have kind of overridden that because I've accepted towing it and I've accepted calling and doing all this stuff. So at this point, I'm like, it's kind of got to be my bus again. So
can you pretty much say
Yeah, I've said that, but now I've trapped because of my inability to hold strong for people and try to be fair and try to do the right thing and try to be cool with people. You get your ass railroaded. Has it been a fun Thanksgiving week?
No.
Yeah. Well, we're going to bring her off here. So I just messaged them on this tow. They said they're going to bring the title back, and I think I'm just going to give them their money back. Despite having sold, I can't even tell you how many vehicles in my life, hundreds. I'm going to have to tell you how this went and what I'm going to do in the future and what you should probably do as well when you sell something. So stick around for that. And make it move. He might be unhooking me just to see if I can drive off. So it does move. Hopefully I can just get it back in the damn driveway. The good thing is I'm having a heck of a Black Friday sale. So those guys out there, if you have a C6 and you are buying the screen, I super appreciate it because this is the fun I'm having right now. But we're having a great Black Friday sale, and so I really appreciate that. So thank you guys. She's moving, but she don't sound good. Oh, she ain't happy backwards. Yep. Get in there, baby. Oh yeah, they ain't happy. She's hot and she's bound up.
So overall, what'd you think? You think they could have drove it here?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it might have tore something up worse, so it's probably better they got towed, but it is what it is. So I mean, we're like $680 into it. Threw the guy a $100 tip because he was a good.
'Tis the season though.
Yeah.
Why ruin somebody else's Thanksgiving vacation when ours wasn't that great? So.
Yeah. So, hey, it's what would you do without the guy out there driving the big truck, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna throw a bunch of stuff back in the bus, I guess, or something. I'm gonna wait for these guys to bring the title. All right, we are back in the house, and so. Yeah, lo and behold, so obviously the guy, he did come back. He gave the title back. He did not sign the title. He said he did it first, but he signed the bill of sale. So I have the title back. Obviously I signed it, but that's fine. So he definitely wanted the bus. I get that. And, it was really what he was looking for. Obviously he's disappointed this happened, but I'm obviously disappointed this happened. So, he's like, I really want it. And I get who wouldn't want it? It's kind of a better deal now. You got a freshly rebuilt rear axle and rear differential. Who wouldn't want it for the same money? So, lo and behold, obviously I may fix it, reach out to him, and, we can maybe rework the deal. I just have to see, obviously without knowing what that cost is and things like that. I mean, it could change the whole deal for me. It could change my decision to sell it. I don't know. Sometimes you get into a fix with something and, a car that you own blows up or something and you put a new motor in it, it kind of reshapes the whole deal for you. So I just kind of need the deal back in my space to figure out what I wanted to do. So you never wanted to get rid of the bus, Lace. I tried to get rid of the bus and now the freaking bus is here still.
The bus is back.
Yeah. So, but lesson learned here, guys. And what I would suggest is you got to make the line clear. I used to do it when I was younger. I was so much more, like in some ways I was more aggressive, I guess, in the way that I did business. I was very clear with people, like, this is it. Don't call, and I was just a very, by the book type of person. And then I think over years you do a lot of deals. Things don't really go wrong. You want to be a friendly guy. You want to it's fine, man.
But
go
then
ahead.
Situations like this arise, and you realize that you can't always be the good guy.
No, it's unfortunate. I mean, I hate, it's like if you have a timeline, of a vehicle from its birth on the road until it's, junkyard, there's going to be these points of failure, and whoever owns it in those points of failure, it's defined. And this was a weird one in the fact that it failed outside of my ownership, and I bought it back essentially for the same price, and I bought it back for more than he paid. Right? He bought a running bus for what he paid, and I bought a broken bus for the same price. Always make clear, as is, no warranty. Write it down on a piece of paper. and make sure they're clear. I'm sorry if the motor blows up down the street. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's
Just
definitely messed
unfortunate.
up. There's no question. So I'm going to fix it, and then we'll figure out what to do with it. So,
Just an unfortunate
Yeah.
circumstance.
so
Honestly.
back to the BFCM sale. So it's BFCM now. There's no more Black Friday. There's no more Cyber Monday. Now there's BFCM, which is the whole weekend. So
That's crazy. I mean, benefit. I mean,
Yeah.
I know I'd like a deal online to run 4 days like that. So
that's what people are
advantage
doing
of
now.
it.
So I mean, that's what they're doing. So I have the C6 Max DINs, cut down cheaper
They're
than ever.
so
and
low.
it's less. I know.
I was shocked.
Well, you should be shocked because it's painful. So it's painful, and
I saw it and I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
So it's me trying to just move some product, guys. I mean, that's literally all this is. I'm trying to get more people, more in their hands, so that hopefully you guys post it out there. If any of you C6 guys are watching this freaking video, yes, I want to get some more out in the hands. So hopefully you guys post it online, and maybe I sell some at the normal price so I can actually make some money back. So that's it.
Yep.
She put up the Christmas decorations early this year.
I'm late this year.
Well, whatever. I don't know. There's trees everywhere in here, but we're building a forest. So
Yeah, it's a forest.
that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate it. Hope you learned something. Catch you on the next one.